It began the way every controlled investigation is supposed to begin, with documentation, gloves, and silence. The laptop sat on a cleared table inside a suburban apartment, already processed for hours. Investigators moved carefully, every action recorded and logged. The power cable was removed, the device photographed, its serial number verified, and it was sealed inside an evidence bag. The time of seizure was recorded as 1842. From that moment, it became evidence tracked, logged, and secured. By 2017, it was placed in Locker 12B, a restricted evidence compartment monitored by surveillance and access logs. Everything was controlled, everything documented, and everything was supposed to remain sealed. 3 days later, the laptop logged activity. At 2:13 in the morning, the system recorded a successful login, followed by file access and a network connection. It appeared as if someone had powered on the device and used it, yet records showed it had never left the evidence locker. No one had accessed the room, and the seal remained intact. If no one touched it, how had it been used? The case itself had seemed routine. It involved financial discrepancies linked to Daniel Ease, a logistics coordinator flagged during an internal audit for missing funds and altered invoices. A warrant led investigators to his residence, where the laptop was found in plain view. It was expected to contain financial records and emails critical to the case. After seizure, its identifiers were registered in the department's monitoring system, which tracks unusual device activity. Seized devices normally remain inactive. This one did not. 72 hours later, it authenticated into its user account and accessed multiple files that investigators had not yet examined. The session lasted 11 minutes before ending with a manual logout. No physical access was recorded. The anomaly raised immediate concerns about evidence integrity. If a seized device could be accessed, everything on it could be questioned. Investigators first verified the chain of custody. Logs showed no movement after the device was secured. Surveillance confirmed no entry into the evidence room during the time frame. The locker remained sealed. Physically, the laptop had not been touched. Attention shifted to digital access. System logs confirmed a normal user login using the correct password. 3 directories were opened, including financial records and a hidden folder. 6 files were viewed. No deletions occurred. Shortly after, the device established a brief connection to an external IP address, transferring a small amount of data before logging out. The sequence suggested deliberate use, yet the laptop had been powered down and disconnected. Investigators reviewed seizure footage and identified a subtle oversight. Battery status had not been verified. The laptop retained internal power. Further analysis revealed the device supported Wake on LAN, a feature allowing to power on remotely when triggered by a network signal. It was enabled. For that to work, the laptop needed network access. Although the evidence locker was not designed for connectivity, signal mapping showed it was within range of the building's internal wireless network. The laptop had stored credentials and could reconnect automatically once powered on. Network logs then revealed the activation signal originated from an internal IP address within the facility. That address traced back to a workstation in the digital forensics unit. It had been accessed at 2:12 using valid credentials, but the assigned user was not present. Further investigation revealed those credentials had been used without authorization. Analysts expanded their review and found that during the initial intake process, when the laptop briefly connected to a shared workstation, a small executable file had been transferred onto it. The file functioned as a remote access tool, silent and persistent, allowing control of the device after seizure. This meant the laptop had been compromised before it was secured. It was no longer just evidence. It had become a point of access. Focus shifted to personnel with access during intake. A junior technician emerged as the link. He had handled the device before it was logged and had the opportunity to install the tool. Financial records showed consistent small payments from Daniel Ease, suggesting coordination. The plan was to access the laptop remotely after seizure, review its contents, and anticipate the investigation. Nothing would be deleted or altered, only observed. The plan failed because the system recorded everything. The same logs that enabled access also documented it. The technician was identified and arrested. Facing charges of unauthorized access, obstruction, and conspiracy, the case expanded beyond financial fraud into deliberate interference with evidence. Protocols were revised, including battery isolation, network shielding, and mandatory system checks during intake. Assumptions about inactive devices were removed. The laptop ultimately became central to the case, not just for its original contents, but for the activity recorded after its seizure. It documented actions that were never meant to be seen, capturing a second layer of the crime as it unfolded. It was taken as evidence, but it did not remain silent. It continued recording, revealing that even in controlled systems, vulnerabilities exist. And sometimes, the evidence tells more than one story.